Welcome to Pocket Fiction by Steve Cook. The Wishing Cat. Young one, come here. It's time for your bath. The child yawned and went to sit next to her grandmamma. Tell me a story while you wash me, she said. A story? From the old times. Very well. I was cold a lot of the time. The winter was harsh. Snow covered the ground for many months of the year. Food was scarce, but we managed. The loaves of hard black bread that father baked were enough to make the thin soup go further, and my older sister had become quite good at making very little go far. It was the king's birthday, and father had sent me out into the forest to find him a gift. I had been searching for a long time, and the wind cut through me like a knife. The snow crunched under my boots, and then, quite suddenly, I felt something solid where there should be leaves or dirt. Curious, I swept the snow away with my foot. It was a chunk of ice with a dark shape inside. I took my mitten off and wiped the side, trying to make out what it was. The instant my hand touched the ice, it began to melt away. Where the ice had been was sat a small, black cat. Before I could recover from my shock, it shook itself dry and sat to attention in front of me. Then it spoke, in a high-pitched voice much like a child's. From the ice you set me free. Now I will grant you wishes 3. A wishing cat, I thought to myself, and my thoughts immediately turned to my home. I did not wonder at how odd this was, for I was young and the forest is a strange place. And then it spoke again. Child, a warning to you from me. All of my wishes will carry a fee. I thought hard about what to do, but then my empty stomach made up my mind for me. Cat, I said, I wish for more food than I could ever want. The cat nodded, and in an instant the ice rose up around it again, and all was as it had been. I ran home as fast as I could to find that my sister and father had prepared dinner. Bread again, and soup. Disappointed, I sat down and began to eat, but neither my father nor sister touched theirs. Then when I finished, both silently put their bread on my plate and their soup in my bowl. I looked at them. They were both thin, hungry. My sister's hair was in an untidy mess and my father's cheeks were sunken, but no matter how much I protested, they refused to eat. I suddenly realized the truth in the cat's words. This was more food than I wanted, and I pushed myself away from the table and ran back out into the forest. As soon as I found the cat, I pressed my hand to it. Like magic, the cat sat before me again, purring. Your first wish done, you now can see that nothing in life will come for free. Its voice chilled me to the bone. I shivered, and in my naivety opened my mouth before I could think. I wish we had enough fuel to be warm for the rest of our lives, I said. I ran back, hoping that perhaps this time things would be right. But the cloud of smoke coming from the little cabin in the forest made me run all the faster, my heart pounding in my chest. The cabin was on fire, father and sister tearing bits of the walls off to throw into the roaring flames. What are you doing? I shouted, but father simply looked at me with mad eyes. You don't need to go looking for wood anymore, he said. I realized we had plenty of dry wood all around us. And now look, we're warm. Warmer than ever. We'll die in the snow, I shouted back. Then the words of my own wish came back to me. My legs felt like water as I ran, faster than ever, back to the cat. There it sat. It looked warm, comfortable, happy. I wish I was as content as you, I murmured. The cat nodded, and then everything went black. Is that the story of how we came to live in the palace, Grandmamma? The young one asked. I nodded. When I opened my eyes, where once I had arms, I had only legs. Black fur covered my body. A tail curled from me. My sister, my father too. We had become cats, and were delivered in short time to the king's castle as a gift. Here we have lived for many years since, wanting for nothing, content, warm, and well fed.